On the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Well, certainly, and just shortly after I finished my broadcast yesterday, we got the confirmation that Charlie did in fact die. That was my assumption when I was recording, just based off of the severity of the wound that I saw. But I didn't want to be negative, right? So I'm very, very sorrowed and saddened to find this is what's happened to a wonderful individual. We will certainly celebrate his life, and we will certainly remember him always and keep his family in our prayers for sure. And again, today's 9/11 on top of everything else. And then on top of all that, we've got a whole bunch of insanely strange things happening across this country. The deep state is desperately trying to get us into a civil war. They want a left-right fight, a black-white fight. They don't care. They don't care. Now, their people are fired up, no pun intended, and willing to do violence. Us meeting them on that battlefield is not an okay idea. We've got a gentleman that I think states it beautifully. I'm going to share from him, General something or other. I don't know. It's one of the people that have like Captain something or other. He's pretty popular out there, I think. I don't know. Whatever. We'll get to that. We've got many, many things to talk about, and I want to get into it. We're going to start with 9/11, which is kind of, it's like a bittersweet thing to me as well, because, again, we always talk about how many people lost their lives and that we should never forget, and it's like we should never forget that we were attacked by the deep state, and the deep state within our own government allowed this attack to happen so they could foister more controlling laws on us. You know, the infamous Patriot Act came from this wonderful day. So I don't want anyone to forget that. Yes, thousands of people, almost 3,000 people died, and that's really, really horrible. In fact, I've been to the site, the footprint of the buildings. It's one of the weirdest feeling places I've been. Very, very sad, sorrowful feeling that is at that location, which is what they're going for. Donald Trump had a little to say in regards to 9/11. I think he probably had a lot more to say, but here's a little 30-second snippet.
On that fateful day, savage monsters attacked the very symbols of our civilization. Yet here in Virginia and in New York and in the skies over Pennsylvania, Americans did not hesitate. They stood on their feet and they showed the world that we will never yield, we will never bend, we will never give up, and our great American flag will never, ever fail.
Beautiful words. And probably one of the best things to remember from that fateful day. Ground Zero, Pentagon ceremonies underway, so all sorts of stuff's happening today. Got Giuliani out there, which is pretty fantastic. Mayor Eric Adams. A whole lot of crazy stuff going on, of course. A lot of remembrance. Again, very sad day. A lot of Americans lost their lives. 343 firefighters. Total of 2,977 people were killed that morning. Not by Al-Qaeda hijackers crashing planes into World Trade Centers. That's a bunch of nonsense. We all know better at this point. Again, they still try to re-memorialize the lie. That truth needs to come out, and then 9/11 needs to be seen very, very differently than we currently do. And we're seeing more and more of these types of examples happening all over the place. So again, 246 people went to sleep in preparation for their morning flights. 2,606 people went to sleep in preparation for work in the morning. 343 firefighters went to sleep in preparation for their morning shift. 60 police officers went to sleep in preparation for morning patrol. 8 paramedics went to sleep in preparation for the morning shift. None of them saw past 10 a.m. September 11th, 2001. In one single moment, life may never be the same. As you live and enjoy and breathe, and live and enjoy the breaths you take today. Tonight, before you go to sleep, in preparation of your life tomorrow, kiss the ones you love, snuggle a little tighter, and never take 1 second of your life for granted. Some of the best advice that you can ever live with. Some of the best advice that you can ever live with. Life is fleeting. Life lasts as long as it does. I will say one thing, you won't leave a second before God chooses your time to go, and you certainly won't leave a second later than when God chooses your time to go. So enjoy every moment as much as you can, because frankly, it could very well be your last. Now, the system is what I dislike the most. We've got a system that most of us that have locked ourselves into. If you've got a 401k or an IRA, you've been in the system. You're in the system. You're letting them use your wealth for whatever they want. One of the things that I think is most awesome about moving tax-free, penalty-free out of your 401k and IRA into precious metals is that you literally remove your money from the system and you transfer it into precious metals, which holds the wealth, holds the buying power, holds the value, essentially, of that money, of their system. You hold that value and keep it yourself. They no longer have it. They no longer control it. They no longer can put it wherever they want. You have removed yourself from their system. You can do it tax-free, penalty-free. My good friends at Gold Co. can help you through this. First off, up to 10% free silver, literally. Up to 10% of the face value of whatever you transfer, up to 10% of that in free silver. It just depends on the dollar amount. That's why we say up to 10%. I think anything over $99,000, you're getting full 10% there on up. Free silver. You get out of their system tax-free, penalty-free. You're actually getting physical metals. Physical metals, they're put into a trust. They don't send them straight to you, at least right at first. You can do that later, but it's physical metals. And they'll give you your understanding on how this precious metals IRA works. Get out of their system. Get out of their stupid game that they play. Take control of that. Take protection of your own assets. Let my good friends at Gold Co. help you do it. Tax-free, penalty-free. They're going to help you with all the paperwork. They've got the best customer service out there. They will answer all the questions you have. And some. They're amazing. I love them. And I'm happy as heck to be a partner with them because I really do think they're one of the best companies out there, if not the best, handling these situations. Just the way they do it, the way they handle it, and how many people I know that have been helped. Yeah, it's just pretty much a big win-win. Let my good friends at Gold Co. help you out. Go to drslikesgold.com. drslikesgold.com. Get out of that system while you can, because things are changing. You guys see that, right? The world is changing. Don't let them use your funds to do their shenanigans. And don't let them have access to your funds up to their last day, because God knows how much damage they're going to do on the way out the door. drslikesgold.com. Jordan Sather, he's got, I like the guy. He pisses people off because he likes to call stuff out that I frankly like to call out too, but I've realized, like him, that it's a dangerous avenue, and you end up just losing people in the process. You don't really help anybody see more clearly. You just piss all over people that many like, right? And so you got to let people kind of work through this. But obviously this Charlie Kirk stuff, just this morning, I got an email from somebody talking about his ring moving around and everything else. It's just like, oh man, already. And I felt exactly like Jordan Sather in this post right here. It says, radical lefties celebrating Kirk's death. Radical righties already blaming Jews. Q-tards calling the whole thing fake to help with narratives. And he's like, fucking A, man. Like, I'm there with you. He also posted this. Rabbit holes I am not bothering going down. Plane that illegally turned off radar. It didn't turn off anything. ADS/B or -B is unreliable sometimes. I think this is the radar in revolve to Ursula von der Leyen's plane, I think. Next point, Charlie Kirk's ring switching to his pinky means video was AI. Charlie wore a hinged ring that opens. That's probably what we're seeing. People gestured behind Charlie were giving signals. One of those guys was Charlie's close friend. He just adjusted his hat. Amazon book. The listing names, titles, and descriptions can be edited after the fact. You're allowed to do that. You can do it the day after, the day of, immediately after, and then use it as a clickbait thing. So careful with confirmation bias. This is something I've talked about frequently. We all want to believe that everybody's out to get us. We all want to believe that the government's making up stuff. We all want to believe this huge conspiracy. But we also tend to believe anything that sort of seems like it moves in that direction. We need to be careful with confirmation bias. It goes in all directions. Whatever your beliefs are, you will see in everything. You'll see it in everything. You'll put fresh eyes on something, but you've got strong beliefs, and you're going to impart beliefs. Much like looking at clouds, like a Rorschach test, frankly, which is the ink blotch test, or looking up at clouds. A lot of people will frequently see different things. Why is that? Because your mind's going to find what it wants to find, what's relevant to it. It's not that that's what it is. You may tell it to somebody, hey, that looks like a praying nun. And they'll be like, huh? And they're like, see the thing with oh, okay, yeah, I guess I can see that, right? Like, not all of us are on the same wavelength and seeing the same thing. Just be careful to go running down paths too quickly. Stand back for a second. Let the dust settle a little bit, and then see what happens. Again, a lot of things happening, a lot going on. Let's keep flowing. A lot of things today, though, specifically, or today and yesterday. So, police activity. I believe this is today. Yes, this is today. So, the DNC supposedly has a bomb threat. So, they called that in D.C., a DNC headquarters, a bomb threat. Wonder why they're trying to make it sound like, oh, everybody's being attacked right now, not just people on the right. Suspect dies at a hospital after a shooting at Evergreen High School. 3 students have been hospitalized, including the alleged shooter. He apparently has passed away. This was in Denver. This happened today. Of course, 9/11, so a shooting. A man was beheaded in a machete attack at Dallas Motel. This is also today, or being reported today. It was Wednesday morning. So yesterday morning, I guess. Numerous police and paramedics showed up. A dude had a hatchet or something, or a hatchet, I guess, a machete. Went cutting at a person and then eventually cut her head off. And I don't know, just, crazy people all over the place. And again, another crazy story. Multiple historically black colleges and universities across the U.S. are on lockdown Thursday after receiving threats. So the following universities were subject to threats Thursday, according to university officials: Alabama State University, Virginia State University, Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia, I guess, Southern University of Baton Rouge, Bethune-Cookman in Dayton Beach, and Clark Atlanta University. Apparently, law enforcement agencies are investigating these threats. Again, it seems very interesting that all of this is happening right around Charlie Kirk and what's going on with that. Now, Captain Kyle, I don't know a whole lot about Captain Kyle Patriots. He seems like a really stellar guy. He's well-spoken, and he's definitely kind of in the spiritual direction, it seems, which I very much dig. But his advice, I could have just reiterated his same message, probably done an admirable job still nonetheless, but his message is beautiful. It's not anything different than stuff I've said numerous times throughout our time together. I think you guys should probably give me credit for that, hopefully. But I think Captain Kyle's words are powerful, profound, strong. We need to understand what's happening. We're being manipulated. We're being fucked with. They're trying to lead us into a direction. Emotion, when you make decisions on emotion, you will make a poor decision almost every time. Don't let them push your emotional buttons. The left is crazy. There's nothing you can do to go out on the streets to change that. Don't. There's no reason for that. Peace will bring peace. More violence will bring more violence. And that's not what we want. Here's Captain Kyle Patriots saying something pretty astute.
If you want to see the light at the end of this very dark tunnel, listen closely. Like you, my heart is filled with sadness and rage. The reactive part of me wants to unleash hell on every radicalized activist out there. But the wiser part of me, the side that understands the vast difference between reacting and responding, reminds me to take a deep breath and to remember. Reacting is exactly what they want us to do. They need us so emotional, so enraged, that we look away from the evidence now emerging, evidence that exposes their crimes against humanity. Whether it's newly leaked emails proving that Dr. Fauci lied under oath, the bombshell study comparing the unvaccinated to the vaccinated, the long-awaited disclosures from the Epstein files, or the countless other exposés now being dragged into the light, they want us distracted. They want us to dominate the news cycle with hateful rhetoric and physical acts of revenge. Do not take the bait. They are masters of manipulation, practitioners of dark magic, and like any illusionist, they rely on sleight of hand. While one hand dazzles your attention, the other sets the trick. Let's put an end to the illusion by thinking and behaving wisely and strategically, by being one step ahead of those trying hard to lead us into hell, by grounding our minds and our hearts in the unshakable knowing that in the end, the light always defeats the dark. We are entering the Great Purge, when that which is poisonous to the human organism is puked into the sewage where it belongs. In the same way, your body rejects consuming toxins. We are collectively ridding our bodies of the poisonous programming we've been ingesting for decades. This is not the time to break down. This is a moment for us to rise up, consciously, strategically, and wisely. We are on the precipice of historic change. Hold strong. Remain vigilant. Your most effective weapon is your voice. Use it, and use it with care and precision. United, we stand.
Cheers on that. Cheers on that, brother. So, well said. All right, let's get into a lot of stuff around Charlie Kirk. Just crazy stuff. I'm not going to get into all the conspiracy weeds. Don't particularly care about all that right now. We'll get there when we get there. But just want to start with a couple positive things.
What advice do you have for me as I move into adulthood in order to become a more informed and involved citizen?
Well, first of all, thank you for being here, and I have hope thanks to people like you. How old are you again?
13.
13. Here's a couple things I want to encourage you to do. Learn something new every single day, and focus on what it means to be a good person and a person of strong character. Aristotle said that courage is the ultimate virtue. Without it, there are no other virtues. If people aren't courageous, you don't have honesty, you don't have justice, you don't have beauty, you don't have wonder. And so at age 13, I want you to commit yourself to a life of courage. Courage is doing the right thing when you don't know how it's going to work out. Courage is committing yourself to the correct course of action, regardless of the cost associated to it.
Every human being, I believe, is made in the image of the divine, is sacred, is unique. And if we get away from this principle as we have, we not only have moral degradation, we not only have the collapsing society around us, but it's bad for that being itself. That being itself is unique. That being has rights. And who are we to say, just because we're older, that we get to murder it? Thank you.
The beautiful man. Beautiful man. And again, I was in awe with this dude frequently, and just his ability to do what he does. Here's another moment, and this is Charlie Kirk telling us how he wants to be remembered.
How do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die?
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
Any question whether or not he succeeded there? How many of us are living our dream? How many of us are living our imprints? How many of us are doing that? How many of us talk a lot of talk but don't come close to walking the walk? Just wondering, because that's another thing that this is going to do, is inspire a huge number of people to do better, to stand taller, to stand with more pride, to be a better human. Charlie was a good guy. At least he seemed to be. I mean, I've not come across anything. Some posted on TikTok yesterday and then deleted. They were warning, I guess, Charles James Kirk, Mr. College Dropout. To me, it does seem to be similar to the individual that they're looking for. We'll try to make all these points come together, but it could very well be that same individual that made a post. So, yes, this post happened, and many are wondering what's going on, obviously. Nick Sorte has posted this out. The Utah Department of Public Safety has just postponed their press conference on Charlie Kirk, which was scheduled to begin shortly. This is due to rapid developments in our investigation. We are certainly hoping, at least at this point, that they've maybe gotten onto somebody. Tori Says posted this. This is the Luigi guy, supposedly, that killed the CEO. And, many say he was a patsy, or he was, he was not necessarily the guy that did it, but a look-alike. And some are wondering, this is the same guy. Not Luigi that they've currently got in jail, but the actual guy that did the shooting. The actual criminal. And sometimes Tori's onto something. So, yeah, makes you wonder. The Midas Touch lawyer, Karen Aquino, I wonder if she's going to represent this guy, right? I mean, his decoy was an old man pretending to be a shooter. The guy, they arrested the old guy, and they ended up letting him go almost immediately. That wasn't true. Didn't have a weapon. Nothing. The guy they arrested as CEO killer is the stand-in, hence why he waited for them at McDonald's. Kind of a interesting point. I feel like there was probably supposed to be something posted here, but whatever the case is. Yes, so the FBI has, in fact, released the images of this guy. Right? Picture the person of interest, they're calling him. POI, right? Interestingly, skinny face. We got a little more, I believe. This right here is interesting. Jordan Sather is sharing this. This is a high school photo of Sky Valadez. Valadez has a song called Charlie Kirk Dead at 31 on his SoundCloud. She, her pronouns on Facebook. Lives in Salt Lake City metro area. Similar chin, for sure. Lips, maybe. Entirely possible. Entirely possible. Internet sleuths are noticing this transgender gender individual who, has a lot in common. We do have a little info from the music that they've put out. So, Death to America Scum, Charlie Kirk's Death Isn't Enough for Me. Again, these are songs, I guess, by this individual. I think they're God's Finest Scalpel, I think, is the individual they're showing on this post. Or at least the original post that I've already lost. Get back to it. This post. Many are saying this is actually the individual that may be behind this music. So that's certainly interesting. Like this plan happened all along. Legendary conservative organizer Charlie Kirk, dead at 31. We've been talking about that number, 13. 1331, same thing. Here it is again. They're trying to take the number back, by the way. Or take the number or use the number. These numbers are ours to use as well. I wanted to open with this, but I knew it would flag my video because he drops the F-bomb, Gutfeld, live on Fox News, which is pretty cool. I don't know how they seemed shocked, let's put it that way, but I don't think Greg gave a shit. But this was what I wanted to start my show with because I 100% agree with what Greg says.
Yeah, I know that it's somewhat object of mockery to say thoughts and prayers, but thoughts and prayers for his family. They need it from all of us. And Jesse's right. If they could do this, they are capable of anything. I think that was the message. I believe that was the message. It's really hard to radicalize Republicans.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're not the radical type. But if you thought that you were going to shut a movement down, you're going to get a rude awakening. You woke us the fuck up.
And we will.
Yeah, they don't even know what to say. But that is what happens, right? It's that whole video we've seen before, that one of the lion, right? The lion and the hyenas are trying to bite its balls. And so he's sitting on its, that's why he's sitting. He's trying to protect his testicles. And they have him get in close and he attacks. That's what they've done. But it doesn't mean we run out into the streets and do something stupid. No. It means we meme even harder. It means we vote even harder. It means we speak even louder than we ever have before. That we actually get the fuck involved, finally, because it's going to affect you or somebody you love. And certainly, it's not lost on someone like me, who puts their stupid face in the bottom of the camera here, right? Again, I try to be careful, but Charlie was out in public all the time, and he's far more significant, thank goodness. But these are things that we're all moving towards. You still have to have the courage to stand up, even though it might be dangerous. And again, I agree with him. I think you woke us the fuck up. Donald Trump talking about this horrible moment in time, and of course his words are always comforting in their own Donald Trump-esque ways.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
We are going through the hardest time in likely, well, I couch this only in this. It's going to sound crazy or woo, but whatever. I feel like I got to be honest because I'm here because of the original problem. Atlantis falling. The day the first real destruction of this planet occurred, that was a tough day. And everything leading up to it was extremely tough, and we didn't get the at least the success that we're going to get this time around. But we are living through a very unique time in history. No other time in history have we tried to do what we're doing with the entire population of the planet. It's been done with small sections of the planet. Mayans, for example, disappeared, right? Similar situation. We are doing it on a larger scale. So there are some people that are playing unique roles. Again, this is hard for people that believe we live once, and I apologize for that. I mean, at some point, you're going to come to terms with the fact that we don't. We live more than that. We've got this guy's weapon, supposedly. We've got an arm print, hand print. We got a number of different prints. It was a 30-06 or a .30 caliber hunting rifle. At least that's the one they found. They found ammunition engraved with expressions of transgender and anti-fascist ideologies inside the rifle. Of course, many are saying that all that seems so strange. It seems like it's a plant. Again, I get it's easy to go straight to the conspiracy line because everything's a conspiracy, and that's the thing. If you believe everything's a conspiracy, that's what you're going to see. And you'll find whatever you need to connect dots with to make that happen. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. What I am saying is that it isn't, or it is. I don't know what the hell's going on. Definitely believe he died. I mean, there's people that think that video was faked. What does that mean if they AI'd it? Does that mean he's not dead? That this was faked? Because it's one video, certainly. Again, I just wonder where people kind of go with their thoughts sometimes. I mean, his family obviously believes he's dead. Donald Trump's talking about him being dead. Maybe he's in witness protection, right? That's what everyone's going to say. I can already hear it. I've been down this road enough times. It was actually cool when there weren't as many conspiracy theorists, I should say, out there back in the good old days, because we didn't have to worry about this. When you bumped into one, they weren't usually all just 100% in, and some there was some crazy stuff you'd maybe go into and be like, that's interesting. Yeah, I've seen some stuff on that. Don't know for sure. Nowadays, whoa, very different. Very different. Very different. Stuff gets created so quickly now. Stuff gets manufactured. We've got the deep state intentionally putting stuff out there to cause people to go off in fake rabbit holes and essentially get caught. And no one ever wants to admit they're wrong, self included. Never. We don't ever want to admit we're wrong. I generally do. And I usually admit it publicly because it's sort of important, I think. But it sucks. Quite possibly one of the worst things you ever have to do, I think. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely other things that are worse, don't get me wrong. But as a person growing and evolving, I mean, there's certainly experiences that are horrible. So they got a high-powered bolt rifle. Had supposedly used one cartridge, and it was still in there. Had all these engravings on the shell casings, apparently, and maybe on the bullets themselves. We know this was roughly a 200-yard shot. There's a lot of people that are freaking out. Why wasn't law enforcement more involved with the security of the building? I don't think they would actually ever really do that. This wasn't the president showing up, Charlie Kirk showing up. They're not going to go and get counter snipers and, no, they're not going to do that. They don't have a budget for that kind of stupid shit. They'd rather just tell Charlie not to show up. So, again, I think a lot of people just, they make assumptions that I don't think real life would actually foster in reality, So they got footwear impressions, they got palm print, forearm. I mean, they got a bunch of stuff. So if this individual that they think is the person, right, the one that wrote the Death to Charlie Kirk by 31 song, if that individual is, in fact, them, then it will be very easy to ascertain that. certainly from the photos, but I think more importantly from the prints. They ought to be able to pull back some data that will guarantee it. So law enforcement update, FBI, good surveillance of this individual. We know a bunch of that now. Eyewitness says the shot that took the life of Charlie Kirk was fired right after he was asked about trans violence, as if it were coordinated. Could have been. Most likely was. He believes it wasn't just one person acting alone. So again, we don't need to hear all that. Stephen Crowder said the ATF gave him some info this morning. An email included a screenshot from what appears to be an internal message describing a weapon and cartridges, which we're well aware of at this point. America has a trans Tifa problem is a post, and a lot of this, we're supposed to be pissed off at the trans right now is what they want. They want us going down this road. Now, it's happening to be mostly trans because those are the people that are most unstable, and they are probably doing voice-to-skull technology type stuff to them and influencing their decisions, and they're easy people to prod. And they're trying to get us to be like, oh, any transgender person I see, I need to attack them. No, you don't, actually. You don't. FBI Director Kash Patel posted this. 24 years ago, the world changed forever when terrorists brutally attacked peace and security of America. It's a day that fundamentally altered our country, a day that we remember forever. But in the wake of so much tragedy, we saw the best of America respond. Law enforcement acted bravely. Should have been in a different place, but so he's got his whole 9/11 thing. Personally, I think it's great that they do this. It's great that they do this. Again, this was a tough time to be alive, awake. It's probably not the smartest thing to do, but yeah, it is what it is. Musk is calling the left the party of murder after Charlie Kirk's shooting. He's 100% right. Left-wing mainstream media, as well as figures like Gavin Newsom, claiming Trump plans to be a dictator, has created a climate of hysteria against right-wing figures that could radicalize any number of unstable people, to engage in political violence. For sure. There's a number of people that have said, they've even done polls. Do you think violence is okay to further your goals? And, the numbers are way, way too high. This is just a minute of our Congress, and I just want to demonstrate one thing that's really, 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 really amazing about this. Democrats, any Democrat out there, you guys are in a very tough place. Now, I was, of course, famously compared to Hitler by my Democrat mother. This is horrific. Now, I get why she was pissed. It was January 6th. She blamed me for the fact that millions of people went there. 2 people died, by the way. It was one unarmed protester shot by the Capitol Police, and another lady that basically got beaten to death and stampeded. And so she totally just died. And then one person died the following day, but had nothing to do with the actual altercation. So all the people that died the day of were actually people on the January 6th side. And we didn't burn down the building. We didn't do anything. There was a shit ton of people, and there's a lot of us, and that's one thing every single Democrat should be well aware of. There's a tiny number of you. There's a crap ton of us. We don't want to do harm. That's not how we roll. We actually like to give freedom. You want to believe crazy shit? Believe crazy shit. Just don't force your crazy shit on me. But the absolute and utter disrespect that people that are quote-unquote Democrat have for life, for other people's lives, for inciting violence, I have zero respect. Zero respect for Democrats right now. Anybody that outwardly still considers themselves a Democrat, I don't have any respect for. I don't have any respect for them. None.
Lady from Colorado, rise. Let's, wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order. We will join prayer right after this, okay? The chair lays before the House a communication. The House will be in order. Thank you all. The House.
They were trying to do a moment of silence. And the Democrats, and you can hear Jasmine Crockett at one point drop the F-bomb, they were just trying to do a moment of silence, and the Democrats wouldn't let them. Zero respect for Democrats right now. Y'all don't stand up and start talking about your own group. You continue to be, I'm going to say the word, if you continue to be a pussy and do what everybody else says. You know, the thing that's pissing me off right now about my mom is because when I was younger, the one thing she said to me, fuck, I don't know how many times, but if everybody else walked off a bridge, would you? Well, I say the same fucking thing to you. And my answer would be, yeah, you fucking would. You'd walk right the fuck off that bridge if everyone else that was a Democrat did it too. It's insane. I don't know how we move forward together, that's for sure. Obviously, there's so much hatred on the one side that they actually feel that physical violence is okay. All sorts of this stuff happening on Blue Sky, which is, for those that don't know what the fuck that is, they're like, well, that's the thing that all the people that were left-leaning, that was now the social media platform they go to. Now, if you're one of those people that loves to just fight people on the left, they'll kick your ass off Blue Sky so damn fast. So honestly, I'd consider it a waste of energy. But yeah, if you want to go create an account over there and try to get into that wonderful world, more power to you. You're a nut job, but that's fine. That's okay. But a lot of people on Blue Sky were glorifying violence. A lot of people. I mean, there's a crap ton of posts here. We're also seeing it on TikTok. And of course, the Chinese Communist Party loves that. So those videos get bumped. Trans and far-left extremists on Blue Sky are celebrating the shooting of Charlie Kirk. There's just examples all over. All over. Right? And again, they want us pissed at them. I mean, he's so many examples, and he knows. I mean, if you're not actually looking at the screen, there's just numerous examples. Then Clown World hops in and does a whole bunch of examples. Trump next, Trump next. And this is the people that aren't violent. These are the people that, it was the people on the right that are violent. It's not the people on the left. Yeah, this is just insanity. Here's Speaker Johnson. I believe this is appropriate here.
I'm just going to state the obvious here. This is detestable, what's happened. Political violence has become all too common in American society, and this is not who we are. It violates the core principles of our country, our Judeo-Christian heritage, our civil society, our American way of life, and it must stop. We need every political figure, we need everyone who has a platform to say this loudly and clearly. We can settle disagreements and disputes in a civil manner, and political violence must be called out, and it has to stop. Again, we ask for prayer. I'm going to go lead the chamber here in a moment of silence, and we hope for the best for Charlie.
Yeah, and again, I enjoyed playing that after showing what actually happened once he tried to get that prayer going. They obviously fought that. Now, MSNBC, they ended up firing Matthew Dowd for suggesting Charlie Kirk had it coming, kind of stretching it a little, but that means essentially what he was saying. They let him go because people just went batshit crazy, and good on them. But a whole bunch of people on the left did this. So the despicable ghouls at MSNBC immediately attacked Charlie Kirk in the wake of shooting. Matthew Dowd blames Kirk, his hate speech, as the reason he was shot. Quote, "I always go back to hateful thoughts, lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions." MSNBC, statement from them, President Rebecca Cutler. During our breaking news coverage of the shooting of Charlie Kirk, Matthew Dowd made comments that were inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable. We apologize for his statements, as has he. There's no place for violence, yada, yada. Then we've got our good friend, Elizabeth Warren. and, other Biden people as well, Jen Psaki and all these other people are blaming President Trump, with Warren suggesting he needs to tone down his rhetoric. This is Trump's fault. They're doing the killing. The Democrats are doing the killing, and it's our fault for upsetting them because they can't control themselves. They want to tell you how you should live your life. They want to control you, but they can't even control themselves. Why the fuck would we ever listen to somebody that can't even control themselves? Tell me how I should live my life. No, thank you. So, no, thank you, Pocahontas. And you're a retard. And again, I wish you well. I would never wish harm on you, even though you're retarded. That's not a reason to harm you. It's certainly a reason to mock you and make fun of you. You're a public figure for sure. It's okay. Jen Psaki, Trump's escalated rhetoric less than 24 hours after the shooting. Trump put out a 4-minute video, and at the end he says, for years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and mass murderers. They're blaming our rhetoric. You guys keep shooting us. And unfortunately, it's usually your transgender people that do it. We shared this one already, what Charlie Kirk wants to be remembered as. House Minority Leader, this is Justine Bateman posted this, and I love her. She was Alex's sister, Alex P. Keaton, if you guys remember Family Ties. She was actually his sister. She probably played a whole bunch of other stuff, and I loved her brother, Jason, too. And he was all sorts of cool things. And both of them, I think, are reasonably conservative, and that's why they're not super famous anymore. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat in New York, is being criticized by Republicans after pledging Democrats would fight President Trump's agenda in the streets. This was Fox News, January 31st, 2025. Quote, these are all quotes. I think you punch. I think you okay with punching. It's Ted Cruz. Rep. Jasmine Crockett went on. I mean, like, this dude has to be knocked over the head, like hard, right? That was a New York Post quote. March 25th, 2025. Quote, maybe it's time for us to be a little meaner, said Tim Walz, governor, to the audience. Quote, maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce because we have to ferociously push back on this. June 16th, 2025. Thanks, Tim Walz. What about, quote, well, who cares about the fucking rules now? Punch back, kick back, dunk over their heads and win some fucking power. There's Beto O'Rourke for you. That was said August 13th, 2025. It gives shit what Beto says, but apparently, yeah. Gavin Newsom has threatened to punch Donald Trump in the mouth. It was actually on a comment. He kind of backed away from it after, but still. Saying the words of violence bring about that. Calling someone a retard, well, I'm not forcing you to become more retarded than you already are. I'm just calling you out for being retarded. Not violence. I don't constantly talk about how I think people should be violent towards retarded people. No, you're retarded. Why would I do that? That's horrible. That would be mean. You're special already. I just think we should put you into a unique room with rubber walls, mostly soft stuff so you can't hurt yourself. That's all. Until you can demonstrate that you're not retarded, which could possibly never happen. UK Prime Minister says, quote, these dangerous conspiracies cost lives. Talking about the vaccines, what RFK Jr. is saying. How these vaccines are possibly linked to cancer. He says these dangerous conspiracies cost lives. Again, that rhetoric. That anybody that says anything outside of what they are pushing, well then, that's dangerous. You're costing lives. We've got to stop you at all costs. It's the same rhetoric. So British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer Pussy, they'd actually call him a cunt in England. And I'm just going to, just because we don't ever really get to use that word here in America. but I'm referring to him. So, other than it being a cuss word, can't really get mad at me. I didn't call any of you a cunt, just him. He's truly a cunt. I think his people would agree. Again, another country I'll never be able to go visit. Never be able to go to England. Never be able to go to England. Whatever. So, yeah, these guys are doucheholes. This is just before he comes and has a meeting with Trump, by the way. Vance cancels his 9/11 memorial appearance to go to Utah to pay respect to Kirk's family. It's very super cool. Argentina's Javier Milei honors Charlie Kirk. Says, quote, the whole world lost an incredible human being. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu honors Charlie Kirk as lion-hearted friend of Israel who fought for Judeo-Christian values. Chris Pratt, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jason Aldean, and others condemn Charlie Kirk's assassination. God help us. Arnold, my heart's out with Charlie's family. Politics has become a disease in this country, and it's deadly. Chris Pratt, praying for Charlie Kirk right now, for his wife, his young children, for our country. We need God's grace. God help us. Amen. Amen. I mean, again, Jason Aldean, Charlie Kirk, it's just, this one's touching me more than I thought it kind of would. It's gotten me a couple times. Gun violence doesn't care about ideology. I don't know what this is supposed to be about, but whatever. Yeah, anyway. I think she's actually being like pro-guns in some weird way. I just don't want to read it all. So, with all of that going on, we're going to keep pushing forward. And again, this war is happening. Trump's not stopping. He's not taking his foot off the gas, and he shouldn't. And I pray he doesn't. Y'all need to be prepared. Y'all need to be ready. You all need to understand that shit's getting real quickly. Be prepared. Have food, have water, have cash, have Second Amendment stuff. Get out of their stupid system. DRSlikesgold.com. Get the fuck out of their system, man. Seriously. Anti-ICE rioter fights 8 years in prison for spitting on an officer's face. It's actually kind of fun watching this guy get arrested. He's flying a drone over a building. And then kind of basically what happens, this one guy has got some balls. He walks up. He's like, yeah, you can't be doing that. And he's like, I can do whatever I want. Pig. And he's, calling him names and shit. So he just does his little walkie-talkie thing kind of quietly, which is kind of cool, but they can hear him. And then, another person comes out, and then two more people come out. And then they walk up to the punk and literally arrest him. Walk up and grab him and arrest him and carry him back out. So, yeah, you're not allowed to fly stuff over federal buildings, even if you think it's free airspace. Guess what? You'll find out it's not. I want to say this was Portland. Where was this? It's Portland. I was like, it had a very Portland feel to it. A lot of, obviously, graffiti, which is telltale of Portland, right? Oh, Portland in the summer. It's beautiful. Tom Homan right here in his best smile for the people. I love this dude. I love Tom Homan. First off, the dude shouldn't be smiling. He's got a hard job. And everybody's a dickhole to him. So yeah, he has that Boston look to him, that Boston face. I don't know if he's from Boston. I don't think he is. He's probably from New York or something like that. But he's got that Boston face, that just angry because it's cold. They just they're just not happy. Maybe in the summer for that 4 months where it's almost okay. That said, SCOTUS lifting the limits on the Los Angeles immigration stops. This douchehole tries to trap Homan, and Homan, he pretty much kicks his ass in a nice way.
So my first question to you is, with this ruling, will the officials there, federal officials working for the Trump administration, National Guard and federal law enforcement, will they be racially profiling? How will they approach the people they think might be migrants?
Well, first of all, it's a false narrative. We don't racially profile people to arrest them. I've been clear from, in the soundbite she just says 70% of people we arrest are not criminals. It's the opposite. Every morning I come to work, I go through 22 pages of data showing what's happened in the last 24 hours. Here are the facts. 70% of everybody we arrest is a criminal. But the left says, well, not criminal enough. No, they're criminals. Who are the other 30%? There are national security threats. We've arrested thousands of national security threats. Most national security threats don't have a criminal history, but they're significant danger to this country. Who are the others? They're gang members with no criminal history. Or they're people who have final orders, who had due process at great taxpayer expense, were ordered removed by a federal judge and didn't leave. They're being arrested too. So this false narrative being pushed is a reason why there's over a 1,000% increase in the assault on ICE officers. So the Supreme Court agreed with us yesterday on how we do these operations. I said from day one, we don't arrest somebody or detain somebody without reasonable suspicion. And reasonable suspicion has a group of factors you must take into consideration. Racial profiling is not happening at all, and the Supreme Court has agreed with that.
Reasonably sure I couldn't do these guys' job. Like, I've got so much unhappiness with just years of being jaded. I think I'm damaged too much. I think I am. I don't know. You guys seem to tolerate me, but I don't know if I'd be okay. Like, I'd be like, there's one reason, like I'd be more like Steve Miller. Uh-oh. I don't know. Maybe there's hope for me. We'll see. Donald Trump truthed this out. Says, I am proud to approve nearly $32 million in assistance for the great state of North Carolina, which I won big all 6 times. 6 times. 6 times. Help me with that one, guys. Yeah. I mean, maybe he's talking about people that he got into office there. Whatever. He's including primaries. Oh, if I would read the extra words. Well, Dan. Anywho, in response to the recent flooding events in July, Senator Ted Budd, he's the future Senator Michael Whatley, and all of our incredible North Carolina Republicans have asked for this, and I am happy to do it. North Carolinians deserve it. About fucking time, by the way. I just notified Governor Stein, and I fully expect he will make sure the funds are used to help the state recover quickly. The last Democrat governor, Roy Cooper, who now wants to be senator, did a terrible job with all of the storms and massive water damage to the state. We came in on January 20th and did a great job of bringing North Carolina back. Michael Whatley and Ted Budd were of great help. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Kremlin dismisses the Polish drone attack, claiming, we show some evidence, man. You've said huge number of drones. I think it was, 19, 18, whatever. Huge number of drones. Gobs of them. Just gobs. How many's a gob, sir? It was about 7 or 8 in a gob. There's gobs of them. So they had, I don't know. And again, no proof. But I saw the one video I shared it yesterday of them holding up a triangular look like it could have been a drone. It's missing certainly the thing that might have blown up. That's for sure. Let's see. Moon of Alabama. NATO does not have air defense. Member countries do. Let's see. What is this? NATO says its air defense has helped other counter Russian drones in Polish airspace. So Moon of Alabama, what they're referring to, I guess, is they used planes, apparently, and shot them down, which seems weird. I don't know if they do it with guns or what they do. So that would be air defenses. And NATO, he's right. NATO themselves doesn't. I think it was the Polish Air Force. So again, this is one of those things where I think people kind of get hung up on, like, this is, I love the man dearly. He was good. He was tight. I used to do shows with him. It was one of the things he used to love doing that really just set our relationship off on a bad foot, was he would, like, after every show, he would text me something he felt I said that was incorrect. And then, like, he's like, I know how important it is for you to be, accurate. And I'm like, nah, not to get annoyed every fucking day of my life by you. No, this is not going to work well for our relationship. So, yeah, trying to get somebody to understand, like, if you're saying I'm a hair off on something, what am I going to fix that after every show? I'm going to do my 5 minutes at the beginning of how I wasn't technically 100% correct. Like, fuck you, man. Come on. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll fall on that grenade. But if I'm kind of, sort of, barely, almost wrong, come on. Give me a little break. Russia's not attacking Poland. This is what everybody knows. This isn't a continued unprovoked aggression. This is a bunch of bullshit. They're desperately trying to turn this into a war. A NATO country's been attacked now. Again, 19 Russian drones. 19 drones. A double gob. 2.5 gobs. A gob and a half. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't decided what a gob is yet. But when I do, there's more than one gob here. There's 19 of them, damn it. Got to give that some sort of cool name. It's more than a few. It's kind of a dozen, but not quite two. I can't say dozens. Fuck. Gobs, oh fuck. I got gobs. Gobs and gobs. Yeah, so we've got Belarus and Russia. They're having a little, hey, let's play with our toys in the sand right next to Poland's border. So something here, I kind of feel like they're fucking with the wound, right? Like they're trying to pick the scab off. They're like, hey, Poland, and start picking at that scab. Yeah, I don't know why it's bleeding. That's weird. It seems sensitive to this right now for some reason. Yeah, we're just driving our Jeeps around with cool flags. Hey, we love to do it. Like here, we'd be like, America. Like this is a good day. We pay money to do this here in the United States. Like we'll go out to the, to a special area. We'll buy unique vehicles just so we can have this crazy experience. But yeah, apparently Poland's not happy. Oh yeah, here's the picture of the drone they downed right here. Yeah, thing's ferocious. It's ferocious. Again, these things are this could have been a decoys drones, maybe. I don't know. Like these are this one's pretty intact. I mean, it looks like a fucking big Nerf. I don't know. I can't even tell what kind of propulsion it's got. Is that like a rocket? What is that? Like, it doesn't, and they've all got them popped out. Like, what, do they just glide? This is what, where one hit a roof? Yeah, I don't know. It's not, this is what Poland wants to start World War III over? Are you shitting me? Like, and I'm curious what these tail numbers, these are specific tail numbers that somebody somewhere knows exactly where this damn thing came from. Someone. Nadine Menendez. She's the wife of the Senator Menendez. Don't remember his first name at the moment. Don't really care. But she's sobbing. Yeah, she's very sad. She's also just a survivor of cancer, I think she was saying. Anyway, she was trying to get out of going to jail. But she's now sentenced to 4.5 years behind bars in the corruption scheme. So, yeah. She even chucked her husband, Bob. Yeah, there you go. Bob's not just what he does. She chucked his ass under the bus. I mean, again, once your marriage falls apart and your whole disgraced situation comes to ploy, I mean, yeah, you're probably not going to survive that one. You're lucky if your kids ever talk to you again. Hey, we need to move into your home. You can't move into my home and you steal from me. No, not happening. Want to let you guys know about a little secret that helps pets, helps humans too, by the way, but it's a mushroom. And this mushroom's called Coriolus versicolor. Coriolus versicolor. It is this magic mushroom, but not in the cool kind of way. No, more in a more cool kind of way, I guess. It just keeps you alive. It helps your immune system tremendously. In fact, there's a whole bunch of studies that talk about how, and you can't like overdo it, right? There's not like there's this small, like perfect amount. It's like, it seems like the more of it you got, the better you get the experience of. There is something magical about this mushroom. Now, our dogs and cats, horses, sheep, maybe, people, we have all sorts of things, especially the animals, like all sorts of things, like toys you buy them. A lot of those are made in China. You realize they have lead and stuff on them. So your dog's eating a squeaky, 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 squeaky. Yeah, that squeaky toy, it's got lead on it. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. You guys don't realize like how much crap. You're like, oh, but they love it. They do, but you're slowly killing them. And probably a lot of the foods we feed them, they may love. It's kind of like giving your child Fruity Pebbles for breakfast. They're delicious. Oh, shit. I could eat a box of those. I will, well, all the crazy colors that come out the backside of me. It's usually green for some reason, but whatever. Mix all that stuff together. I'm surprised it's not black. My point, lost in a gross analogy, is we don't feed our animals right, and we should. So they've got kind of a bunch of solutions that cover all of this. They've got a number of ways where you can get this mushroom, Coriolus versicolor, into your animals' bodies. There's dogs we'll start with. There's kind of a bunch of ways. They've got mush puppies. They got a bunch of different ways. It's kind of like a cookie. It's got that in there. So if you want to maybe substitute one of their treats for one of these cookie treats, you're going to get some of that Coriolus versicolor in them. If they're younger, it's probably a good thing. If they're an older dog and they've got some issues, and we've seen issues turn backwards, by the way. We've seen issues go the other direction. But if they've got issues, you might want to actually get into the foods. You know, I don't know what you're feeding them, and you can look into it. They've got sauce. Maybe you've got a decent food, and they're not getting enough calories, so you want to add some calories. They got a special sauce you can put on top, right? There's a lot of kind of ways you can come at this. You don't want to make your dog fat, but if they're having problems with calories because they're kind of further along, there are some ways to try to get that into their diets. They've also got the canned food, turkey dinner, right? They've got the freeze-dried. Actually, this one's pretty cool. 1 pound bag makes 5 pounds of food. You add a little water and it expands. Very cool stuff. And antler stick, by the way. Your dog, see, you as a person be like, what the hell? That's like boring. Like the squeaky toy. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Like they love that. Maybe. Your dog just loves having something to chew on in its mouth. And the noise is fun for them, so whatever. Maybe you can get some way around that. But noise toys are not necessarily the way to go. Just saying. It's like buying your child a drum set. Not a smart move. But the antler sticks, these are awesome. It's a stick. Dogs love sticks. They don't give a shit. It's a stick. Give a shit. This stick, though, when they chew on it, it's actually got mineral in it because it's an antler. And antlers grow back, so it's not like they're harming anything to get these. And it's putting minerals inside their bodies. This is one of the greatest things you can do for dogs is to get them an antler stick. Again, so all the different foods, mutt mints, chill dogs, those goes in the fridge. Pretty cool stuff. All right. If you got a cat and a dog, you're one of those weird people. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you. I'm just having fun with it. Okay, relax. You guys are sensitive sometimes. Mojo's is a liver treat, and dogs love liver treats. Cats love liver treats. Cats do not like mush puppies. They don't like cookies, but they like liver treats. So when you go to the cat menu, you're going to notice they don't quite have as much stuff. They've got canned food, they've got dry food, they've got special sauce and Mojo's. We've also got stuff for horses, by the way, and sheep. I don't know. She never got back to me on whether or not she's noticing any difference with the sheep or whether or not they've stopped eating them. You got goats. They'll probably eat these too. But these mush ponies are the same thing. You're getting that Coriolis versicolor in them. I don't know. I don't know if goats even are worth it, frankly. They could eat like a bed, right? Like they could eat the metal springs. Like, I don't know. Something strange about goats. They're crazy. That said. But yeah, horses. There's some human stuff too, by the way. Very cool stuff for humans. They've got these pills that you can do. I don't know if you guys know Baby Trump. Baby Trump talked about how he had a throat tumor, and he took a whole bunch of these, and this made it go away. So incredible. I do recommend if you just want to get some of it in your system on a regular basis, the gummies are the way to go. They're fucking super good. Super good. Oh, my Lord. But I take these on a daily, and it just helps. Just one more thing to kind of help make sure my immune system is operating on full keel. And they've got some coffees, too, that are just awesome. They've got the Coriolis versicolor in them. They also are missing that the toxin. It's actually that toxin that actually makes us all have to pee. If you remove that toxin from coffee, it's not suddenly a diuretic anymore. It's supposedly that toxin. That toxin is like, it's poisonous to the body. The body's like, oh no, get that thing out of me. And immediately starts to try to pee. The second you start drinking coffee. This stuff doesn't have that either. So it's all sorts of healthy. And then chocolate chip cookies that have the Coriolis versicolor. You know, you want 1 pack or you want to get a 4-pack? We've got them for you. Go to danradiostyle.petclub247.com. That's danradiostyle.petclub247.com. I think that choice for your little guys. Keep them alive longer. And people, too. Machinist union between Boeing, they've reached a tentative deal. They've been on strike for 5 weeks. They are finally getting back to work. They were involved with a number of the things that the F-15, the F-18, the T-7A Red Hawk trainer, and various advanced weapon systems were all involved and are now getting back to work. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Shock to global seaborne gas trade. This is something a lot of people are talking about. It is interesting. This gas thing that China and Russia are connecting, where Russia's going to feed China a bunch of gas, liquid natural gas, or liquid natural gas. It is like about a third of the world's volume of that gas, just going between China and Russia. Good on them. I mean, they're close to each other. Actually makes the most sense, and China needs it. Belarus president urges banks to expand crypto use as sanctions bite. I'm going to say one thing that I will guarantee that crypto is being used for is countries to take dollars and get rid of them. And so they'll take dollars and buy crypto. And I think that's one of the things that's actually happening right now. I think it's one of the reasons why a lot of the cryptos are going up. And then at some point, they're going to buy some asset with the crypto. It is in my opinion, again, I know this is not common with everybody, but holding on to something that's not an actual physical asset that can't actually, I mean, it can appreciate, and it definitely can, okay? But it's not an actual physical asset. It's got zero physical use. It's got zero, like, outside of the fact that it's this manifested zeros and ones that's somehow worth something, it serves no purpose outside of that. Gold, silver do. Certainly money can. I mean, you can walk around the corner and hand somebody a bill, right? And it's done secretly. Nobody sees it. So there's a lot of things that can be said. I think cryptos have a place in this world. I don't think they are an investment vehicle. I mean, they are. You make money on it for sure, but they're you've got to know what you're doing. And it's not one of those things that you just buy and kind of hold on to. And most investments maybe aren't, but whatever. We'll see. I don't know. There's a lot of people that are in it. I think there's going to be a tough day in the stock market. I think that same day is probably going to draw down a huge amount from crypto because many people are going to transfer that into stocks. So we're going to see a lot of movement happen when the infamous Black whatever day comes. It's coming too. Apparently everybody's taking the Charlie Kirk news well in Market Watch. Just make sure we got it refreshed, which we do. Dow's up a little bit, 1.36%. Everyone else is just barely up, almost 1%. Gold's down a teeny bit, still 36.75, looking pretty sweet. Good high number. Silver's up 50 cents today. Holy shit. 42.10 right now for silver. That's impressive. So silver went up quite a bit, interestingly. And gold, it didn't lose as much as it was. So, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, silver up 50 cents. Damn, that's impressive. That is impressive. Remember, 10% free silver. DRSlikesgold.com. Von der Leyen, she's urging the EU to drop vetoes on foreign policy. She doesn't want people messing with what she's trying to do. The deep state's screwed, and she's one of the bastions of the deep state, unquestionably. So I don't know what happens to Europe. We'll see. We'll pay attention. I got no ponies in that game at all. I don't give a crap, frankly. I mean, I hope you guys figure it out. I really do. I mean, look forward to playing football with you guys later. But yeah, right now you gotta get your shit together. And France is obviously very pissed off. Those people are not afraid. They're not adverse to going out and burning some stuff. They're pretty crazy. So a lot of people are wondering, is Macron going to learn any lessons? No, he's a deep state guy. There's no lessons to learn. He's a deep state guy. He has to go all the way down the drain, essentially. He's got to. This was posted in Brazil's top court. They have formed a majority to convict Bolsonaro for criminal organization. They're saying that Bolsonaro attempted a coup d'etat. So there you go. They are literally going to put that dude in jail for the rest of his life. Brazil is another place that very concerned. Nepal's army takes over the capital as politicians flee by helicopter. All sorts of crazy mayhem going on in Nepal right now. So again, we got shit happening all over the place. Let's not leave out Israel. Huckabee comes out and basically says, yeah, the United States got no qualms with what Israel's choosing to do with its land, essentially, in a nutshell. We're not going to get in the way. So Israel's being given the green light to do whatever they feel is necessary. They are suggesting Israel themselves further attacks on Qatar are possible. Qatar's threatening retaliation as well. We'll get them next time they're joking. So apparently they missed a few of the leaders they were planning on getting. They definitely got some people, but not everybody. So they struck Doha, which is within Qatar, and did not necessarily accomplish what they were trying to accomplish. Now, it does seem like they minimized any collateral damage. It was pretty well precise strike that occurred, so whatever. There's more talk of more of that coming. Yay. Rudy Giuliani arrives at Ground Zero for 9/11 ceremony in a wheelchair, body brace, first public sighting since the car crash. I probably should have had that way over here too, but whatever. So he's looking good, basically. I mean, he's got some good color and stuff, right? So whatever. He's smiling. Dude's not in extreme pain, it seems, or he's juiced up. Whichever. Whatever the case is. But a lot's happening, guys. I know we've got a great live one today. You guys can watch it whenever you want, but live's always fun because you can actually ask questions, and I do answer almost all of the questions live on the show, so that's usually a lot of fun with the live stuff. We do that 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. I'm not going to tell you Mountain Time. Too bad. And we got music tomorrow, Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Not telling you Mountain Time. We're doing Fleetwood Mac, like a 4 for Friday is what I'm calling it, but kind of breaking the rules a little. I broke them into 4, like normal. It's just there's not 4 songs and four blocks. Like normally I'd do like 16 songs. It's usually kind of how I like to roll that one. This one, no. This one we're doing a bunch of Fleetwood. We got... our boy, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Damn it. Lindsey Buckingham. Got a few of his things. I like some of his solo stuff, so I kind of share some of my favorite songs of his, mixed in with some great Fleetwood Mac. Mixed in with one good Christine McVie song that I found out of listening to 40 of them. And then I just shared like Songbird and stuff like that. Fleetwood Mac kind of sort of covered her music a little bit that way. I cheated a little. And then we've got, of course, like Edge of 17. Is going to be on there from our good friends. So, yeah, I always forget her name. That's so awesome. Whatever. She's going to be there. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's killing me. It's right on the tip of my brain. Anyway, someone's gonna email me, and it'll just bum me out even further. But it is what's happening. We got a great show that is being planned, and we are going to we're going to do exactly that. Yeah, Edge of 17. CV Nicks, right? Oh, my God. It's killing me. It's hurting me. All said. A lot going on. World's changing. We're at war, folks. Be smart. Don't be stupid. Don't let them emotionally suck you into stuff. And you can believe whatever you want when it comes to conspiracy stuff, but just at least have an open mind enough to just not insist that you're right. Share it with people. And if they don't agree, then all right, that's just something I was kicking around. Like, don't get too crazy necessarily, because everything's a conspiracy now. Everything is now man-made. There's no natural disasters that happen anymore that weren't done by man. There's no earthquakes anymore that weren't some underground dumb being destroyed. There's nothing anymore that is just what it used to be. And I frankly have a hard time believing everything is a conspiracy. Everyone likes to say, or at least these people tend to say, there's no such thing as a conspiracy, or no such thing as a coincidence. But I think we manufacture many coincidences. So again, however you want to get through this, do the best you can. I'm probably going to do a reasonably good job, even though I might be wrong from time to time. I'm going to kind of huddle here in the center, all right? And you guys go out and wander around, do whatever you want, and just know I'll be here. Just keep a rope attached to me or something. I'll make sure you don't get lost. I'll help you stay grounded. But I'm here to help as best I can. Again, are we always going to agree? I hope not. Should make for better conversations when we get together in public. But I love you guys, and I'm trying my best to at least help through this process that we're going through. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle.